Oh, that's you, Alex. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, man, they're drag racing right now. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back with the multiplayer podcast. Yeah, Alex back there. Somebody drag racing or something, man.
No, you good now. You good now.
Yeah, we good. Yeah, for sure. You can tell my man live in New York. Yeah, all types of stuff.
Yeah, everything.
Cabbies, Ubers out there fighting for fares. It's going down. So again, shout out to everybody in the chat as always, man. Trust me, it took every bit of strength I have today to make it here today. I am tired. I got up about 5:30. I missed all the drama. Hold on 1 second. I forgot my daughter gets up at 9. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get it together. All right, I'm back. Now listen. Shout out to everybody in the chat. As always, we hope to have a very entertaining show. If you guys would be so kind as you come in, there's over 100 of y'all already. Damn near. Hit the like button. We got some interesting topics that we're going to discuss today. And again, as always, before we start ending these shows, this is a drug-free environment. Wow. I would hate to question anyone's integrity but my own. Anything that you say on this show will be used against you in a later date, man, in a future episode. Just know what the fuck shit. You just know that, man. I ain't got friend no phone. I don't have a problem with throwing my closest comrade under the bus. Now look, I gotta let you know. I got to let you know. Know what I mean? I got Morgan Days on contract, man. Signed to deliver. Anyway, getting right into the day's show. My man Baron, I said, Baron, you know what? I'm say Baron a piece of shit, right? Listen, right? Check it out, right? I gotta tell you, listen, I gotta tell the truth, right? I said to Baron, Baron, bro, won't you come rock out with me on Thursdays, bro? Whoop, you ain't doing much, you know what I mean? Your dog shit channel. Janet said, yeah. Baron said, yeah. Give me half that super chat. Half the super chat? I said, nigga, what you want, a game or something? Some Xbox Live? I don't get nobody on these shows. Nigga said, nah, I won't have that super chat. You still, those Switch niggas can't be serious, bro. He was dead ass, man. I said, man, I get your ass some Xbox Live. I get your punk ass Madden 19. Fuck, nigga. I said, Jesus, what type of shit is that, though? Yeah. The answer filling in. I see all day.
Nigga still got that shit on the screen.
Oh.
Hold on, man. Wait a minute. Hold up, man. You ain't gonna slander my name like that.
Hey, bro, am I lying? Don't make me show the DMs, nigga. I told you I ain't got friend no more.
You can show the DMs. I did not say give me half the super chat.
Listen, you know I believe in Christ. You ain't gonna make a lie of me. I said, listen, fuck nigga. Won't you come rock out on Thursday?
I was joking with him. I said, throw me some of that super chat. I ain't saying
you weren't joking.
Yeah, I was joking.
Yo, he hit me with his real name and last name. Hey, bro, you know what joke? Because he hit me with his real name, his last name, his address, and I went to his PayPal. I said, look at this fucking nigga here, man.
He lying to y'all like a motherfucker right now.
Damn, nigga ain't playing. But hey, Baron, what's going on? What you playing? What you been doing the last week or so? Who you done put in the headlock? What's going on? Talk to me. Fuck, nigga.
Well, right now, I'm getting ready to go to New Orleans in the morning.
Hey, what's going on in New Orleans?
WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's the biggest wrestling weekend of the year every year.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't know anything about that, nigga.
It's a back alley dumpster, man.
Hey, nigga, listen, I live in the real world. A grown man with an active sex life. Only thing about that wrestling shit.
The real world when we play video games.
Okay. Duly note. I hope you have a safe trip. Back and forth, fuck nigga. Okay. Hey, D, what's going on, good brother D?
Chilling, man. I see you out here slandering Microsoft last night. I was like, damn, what is this Negro doing?
Oh, I know what. Hey, D, I didn't see that. You said send me the links. I was off the air because I'll be having 1,000 screens on my porn, all types of shit, DMs and bitches, all types of shit be on my screen at one time, flirting and shit and hurting while I was doing the shows. It's called multitasking, fuck nigga. So I didn't see it till I got off the air. But we can talk about that. I was like, but do me and Z got beef? What's going on? I didn't see it. I'm telling you, I don't be seeing it. I mean, you know what I mean? I tell everybody all the time, if you say what's up to me in the chat, It's not that I'm ignoring you. A lot of sometimes I don't see it, so I come back to the screen. You know what I mean? But
no, in all honesty, though, you were speaking a lot of truth. The only thing that irked me what you said yesterday is like, oh, Microsoft came out announcing numbers, and that's their response. And I thought that was a little bit reaching. I think Microsoft, regardless of with the Spider-Man news or the PlayStation 5 leaks, they would have said that shit anyway.
Hold on. We got an updated photo of Heatbot. They told me he's in the video game.
he done lost a teeth now. Shit.
I don't know, man. He famous. He in Nina Cooney.
Show your face, coward.
Show your face, coward. That was him. I don't know, man.
Hold on, let me pay the bills right quick.
I think the other one was funnier. Not the baby.
Yeah.
My man, the Raven Flow. Man, what he said? He said, bearing his hair. It's time. What he said? It's time for some dark souls. Yeah, your man ain't gonna take no. Yeah, he ain't gonna take no L's, man. He ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna be honest. They question Darren's integrity. Okay. Like I said, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Wednesday, right? D.
Yeah.
This nigga don't know what day it was. Fuck.
No, the reason why I asked because I know I said
all day long, man.
I literally was. I woke up today like 5:30. I got up like 3:30. And then I laid back down and was like, I gotta feed my child. She like night halt like me. We ate about 6 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Your cow?
My child. You know what I mean? And and I just laid here and stewing in my own filth. But anyway, enough of that, right?
What the
fuck? But I'm just saying, yesterday was Wednesday, right? D.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just so happens that after Sony, after all this greatness was awaiting, Spider-Man is that. He gonna come up 11 o'clock. So, well, Xbox Live numbers up 1 point.
Nah, I'm being honest. They would have did that shit anyways. That was not a response
on a Wednesday, 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Man, you're reaching on that one, man. They would have.
Nah,
it was a random Microsoft employee posting that. Like, come on, man. That's reaching.
Yo, my bad. It's like a fire or some shit over here.
My man Alex in that shelter.
But I will say this though, it was a big day for Sony with the PlayStation leaks and the release date of Spider-Man. Now, to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to God of War. I'm gonna be banging that out later on this month. Shameless plug. I'll be live streaming that on my channel. And I honestly tell you, my most anticipated game of the year though is Spider-Man. I can't wait for that, and it looks fire. And I was reading some of the read-ups, and some of the guys were saying, we watched the E3 demonstration. We thought the game would be on rails, so we were a little bit worried about that. And he's like, nah, when you're playing the game, you have full control over Spider-Man. You have full control over your combats. Ain't nothing on rails, and I was pleasantly surprised for that. And I think that's going to be the game of the year. I think that game's going to outsell God of War.
Oh, okay. It might
will.
Negative Nate. That's negative Nate.
You know what? I hear you grunting there, but in all honesty, God of War is going to sell good, and God of War is going to sell to the base. But Spider-Man is going to sell to the base. It's going to sell to the hardcore.
The collectors. I agree with D. I agree.
It's Marvel's biggest character.
I didn't say anything about Daddy Daycare War not selling. We know that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen. I'm not denying that. I'm just denying what I don't know for sure, which is the quality of the game when it comes to Daddy Day.
Oh God!
When it comes to
Spider-Man, you see, I think you be stronger.
Have you watched the same shit I've been watching?
Yeah. What's up with that quality with that Xenoblade?
Right.
What about
you? Don't think Spider-Man is quality? You
run like shit.
What you on?
When the hell did you
steroids with a fucking?
I don't even think I said Spider-Man yet. Did I say Spider-Man? I know I didn't say Spider-Man. I could have sworn I said Daddy Daycare of War. I don't think I said
God of War.
Hey, listen,
even worse? You think God of War doesn't look quality?
This nigga retarded, bro. I'm telling you, that steroids damaging his brain, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Man, look, y'all can guzzle down all that Kratos deep dicking thing y'all doing. I don't give a damn about it.
Y'all niggas be saving the princess all the time, nigga. You niggas keep playing the same game they know the ending to. What the fuck you doing?
I'm gonna answer every one of y'all. Y'all just gotta be quiet and let me answer y'all individually. first of all, I already said what I said about God of War. That's not going to change anything until the game comes out and it proves me wrong. I will get, and plus I already have a bet up in the air on God of War. This is how I'm so confident God of War is not going to blow the roof off the place like y'all think it is. Lord. I already had a bet in place. And if God of War does good critically, I will have to buy it does good. I will have to buy a PS4. So that's the bet I made because I'm pretty sure
it's a win-win. You want to get yourself a fucking
what you mean a win-win?
Somebody needs to hit this nigga with a steel chair.
Wait a minute.
This nigga got mild brain damage, bro.
I'm paying the bills.
I pay the bills, man.
I'm paying the bills. Shout out to Ravenflow said Daddy Daycare. This dude. And then shout out to Von Lamont. With the 5 being said, all Xbox got to get hyped about is rumors and speculation. Spider-Man is number 3 on Amazon charts already.
Damn.
I think Baron's
that? Somebody got the cops knocking on the door.
I think Baron's like
Baron got 2 Joy-Cons attached to his head.
Everything he says is the opposite, man. Last time he said was the next time Microsoft and Sony's gonna win against Nintendo, and the next month they fucking lost. So I don't know, man.
What are you talking about?
He's using rusty needles, man. Right now. Tables, ladders, and chairs, man.
Can y'all stay on one subject? You're jumping all over the place. Like,
man, you got hit with a steel chair one too many times, son.
We're talking.
Yeah, we gonna have to mute Baron, man.
Yeah, he bugging. He his shit for like 2 hours.
Negative.
At the end of the day, I go with my gut. And I just don't follow what other people want to say.
You must be sick.
It's just that simple. It's just that easy.
He got the bubble guts.
They said they go with this good. They said Baron got diarrhea. Hey, listen, please respect every member on the panel of the show, please.
So he got diarrhea? The bad steroids he took, bro.
Hey, let me say this to the panel here.
What said Baron got Graves' disease?
I'm gonna put it like,
hey, Baron's the only nigga I know with red Pepto-Bismol.
Look.
Hey,
I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. Look, if God of War averages a 95 or above, I'm forced to buy a PS4.
Nigga gonna hype this.
Bro, it's a win-win regardless. Having a PS4
How is
like
it
having
a is it a win-win?
It's a gem, bro. It's a gem. You
a win-win to who?
To you. You about to play the fire for the rest of this year. What are you
the fuck is not. I haven't had a PS4 since it came out. And
I feel bad for you. What the fuck
I feel bad for you because I'm doing good.
You put them Joy-Cons in his butt.
Wait, let's keep it a buck though. Baron is constantly on the road. He's negative Nate is always on the road, right? So I see why the Nintendo Switch appeals him to most. I just want to know what the fuck you looking forward to this year.
You really don't know what I'm looking forward to this
Super Smash Brothers.
I don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wow. He said Yu-Gi-Oh! What the fuck?
Man.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
What are you looking forward to? What you hyped about?
Let me pay the bills. Hold on, let me pay the bills. My man, the Ravenflow, wait to E3 is always an Xbox exclusive. My man,
the Raven.
Von Lamont puts what he says here. Spider-Man release dates before Crackdown 3. That's very spooky. Carlos Fernandez, are y'all on 10 yet?
We on 20 right now, yeah.
Hey, listen, man, it's about
to get crazy.
Hey,
I got some heat for Baron today. We're not gonna have this disrespect, you heard?
Wait, hold
Relax,
on.
wrestler. Relax. I got wrestling jokes for you today. I get Stone Cold on your ass.
I'm good.
Let me ask you a question, right?
I'm gonna retire him just like he is. I'm gonna retire him.
Come on, he's a legend.
They said the ponies got some heart after P-Rock gave Baron.
That's what it was. He put the battery in their back.
DRM, you need to chill, bro, with your little Microsoft stocks. How that looking?
Sony stock too. And Nintendo.
I got stocks with Microsoft.
You're the only niggas laughing about money y'all not making.
You're not even making it. They barely making it.
Wait, y'all laughing about money you not making, really?
Hold on, let me say something.
Facts. You can't be talking. We need facts, boy.
What kind of sense that make?
We
you
need
laughing
facts.
about money you not making.
We need facts, man.
Laughing about money you not making. That's a fact, nigga.
I need facts that you get money from Microsoft.
This shit is kind of odd to me. So I made this bet. This is a weapon wheel bet I made like a few weeks ago.
Nigga, do tell.
And people are complaining to me that the bet I made is too high. If God of War is this next coming of Jesus Christ of gaming,
well, he is kind of godly. So
hitting a 95 should not be hard.
That's easy.
Mario Odyssey did it. Breath of the Wild exceeded it. They both exceeded it. So if this is going to be the major thing that y'all want to hype up like it's the next coming of Christ, it should hit that easily.
Easy.
Why do people think that's unfair?
All right. Well, okay. All right.
A lot of people telling me that's unfair. How the hell is that unfair? You either need to meet Nintendo expectation or exceed it.
Wait, Baron. Let me ask you this, and I want to know from the panel and the guys in the chat.
It's crazy.
What's the last Xbox or PlayStation game that has got above a 95? I mean, literally.
Wasn't it?
I'm only saying that because the amount of reviews that come out for those particular games, that's a much bigger market. I mean, you're talking about the Switch, give or take. There was only a handful of games out when those.
What
games
does
dropped.
that have to do with?
That has a lot to do with it.
No, it doesn't, because most of these games. I mean, when it comes to bigger games like that, they usually have the same amount of reviews anyway because they're big franchises.
I don't know, but again, that's why I'm asking that question. That's the question I'm asking to everybody. I mean,
I don't know. I don't think I'm sitting here like, if y'all really believe in God of War that bad, it should not have no problem hitting the 95. How is that unfair?
Easy.
The game. One thing is sure shot. The game is going to be a 90+ game, right? And I think in this,
I'm not even sure about that.
Okay.
That's why I made the bet because I'm not even sure it was hitting.
How about this? Then?
I really don't.
A God of Gaming, Kratos, Jay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're willing to bet that God of War is going to score a 90 or higher?
90+, yeah.
But Barry, what's up?
I'm confident in it.
I have my predictions around, from what I saw, I have my predictions around somewhere around the 85 range, somewhere around there.
What's up?
Which ain't terrible. I mean, that's not.
Could we get a
$20
Microsoft or PlayStation Plus or even Nintendo Plus card?
A Switch.
I put 100 on it.
A Switch game.
I put 100.
We keep it friendly. $10, either $10 Xbox.
Don't bet it or bet big, man.
Hey man, listen, my man.
I did bet big. I went against my saying and saying I was never buying another Sony product in my life, and I put that on the line against God of War.
Nigga, you really want it. You know it's gonna happen. It's a win-win, like I told you before.
Let me play the bill.
Well, why are you saying a 90 above?
Hold on, you gotta pay the bills, Russell, and chill, man.
The Raven Flow. He said a new day won't take Barrett if he doesn't play PS. What do you mean?
He said the new day.
The new day.
Oh,
the WWE.
Yeah. Well, listen. What I wanted to ask you guys.
That joke too much. I'm so used.
Hey, Mass, you here, Mass?
I'm here, bro.
Now, yesterday, right? Me being the man of very low integrity and morale, such as myself, I'll be the first to tell it. I would throw my closest friends under the bus for a good laugh. You know, I ain't shit, right? D still mad at me about that Morgan Days video.
To that, just want to say,
D, you understand? D, when Morgan Days did that video, and D was already in my inbox for about 5 days, man, about that goddamn video. But anyway, I said it to say this, right? Yesterday, Sony came out with the Spider-Man stuff, and Spider-Man, and also rumors and hints of PlayStation 5. Then you had Mike Ybarra, shout out to Mike, cool cat. About 11, I think his tweet went live about 11:34. Announcing some Xbox Live numbers. Now, D said I was overreaching with that, and to them, I'm going to ask you: was that Microsoft answer, or was just bad timing? Because that PlayStation news came out first earlier in the day.
Listen, this is not the first time that Microsoft has did this, right? So
that's what I'm saying.
This particular incident, it may just be bad timing, but Microsoft is known for doing this stuff. When Nintendo or Sony announced NPD numbers or something like that, Microsoft will come out with some user engagement or some crazy
that's
stuff.
Why
like that.
I was
I'm gonna tell you why it was both, because it's the end of a quarter, so all that shit's about to start coming out anyway.
It could be coming out both,
right? It's a little of both. Microsoft probably was like, we got to say something, so we can get some focus. Whatever, them motherfuckers over there, we already established their advertising team ain't the best right now. They've been fucking up for about 4 to 7 years, whatever you want to gauge that. But they was like, we got to say something, but it's also the end of a quarter, so this is about the time that all that shit starts coming out anyway.
All right, hold on. The Raven Flow said, hold on, one second. Shout out to Raven Flow. He said, isn't Sony allowing for early reviews of God of War. He's calling it 90
next week on the 12th.
They moved it up.
That's when the reviews are.
Yeah, they moved it up a week. Okay.
So they're that again. They're that confident, right? They're that confident that this.
Well,
game
I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that before. Like, I think all games should be reviewed like that anyway. I was never a fan of this embargo crap that they started doing, where they was holding up review scores.
That shit, man. Listen, Baron,
Nintendo the king of that.
No, listen.
How in the hell is Nintendo the king of holding back reviews? You know,
put up a video with Nintendo content in it.
Right.
It don't matter if it's a review, if it's you playing the game, if it's you sneezing at Mario in the background, nigga. They immediately strike your shit.
I think they almost took down one of these videos. He has showed some Nintendo footage.
What does this have to do with review embargoes? Nintendo games always
Nintendo, nigga. I said it. Fuck Nintendo, nigga.
Exactly. You have no valid point. You just want to say what you just said.
2 weeks ago, Alex was like, I love Nintendo. My Switch is
I'm gonna slice it up.
I love
you. Exactly.
Here's the thing about it, right? As Switch gamers and Switch owners and ponies, it's kind of hard to go at them. So we kind of have to ride that fine line. You know, Baron, he's way over the line, so we got to reel him back in.
I ain't over the line. It's called reality.
Get off the turnbuckle,
It's called
nigga.
you living in fantasy and I live in fucking reality.
What's your reality though, nigga? You're a wrestler. All your whole life is fake.
I try to pull y'all back. But y'all just refuse. Y'all want to live in that.
What's your character when you wrestle? What's your character? What's the character you play? You a villain? You a good guy?
Look, this has
you a macho man?
What I'm talking about.
I'm asking.
Hold on. With the $2 said Baron is lacking the 3 eyes right now.
Oh my God! Really?
Oh man! We coming for Black Baron.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I heard every wrestling joke there is. So.
Nah, we coming.
Okay.
I heard all.
So, hey, man, so you going to chalk it up to bad timing?
That's no, it's like I said, it's the end of a quarter, so they're gonna start announcing this shit anyway. But their discontent and their inability to recognize the situation thought that this was a good idea. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Microsoft right now is lost in their own fucking head, and until they start announcing some shit that isn't random numbers, that even me as a shareholder don't give a fuck about engagement numbers. I give a fuck about money. So your engagement numbers don't mean shit to me. But until they start announcing some shit like games or like fact-based service changes, not these random ass service numbers where you count everybody that's ever touched an Xbox game. So you count all the motherfuckers that touch Minecraft on every platform as an Xbox Live engaged user. That even more means jack shit to me because it's so fucking watered down. So they need to get their shit on track and start talking about something that I give a fuck about on either side of the spectrum. Because right now, they're lost.
I really don't know why it took you this long to realize it, man? Damn, I've been telling y'all for like 3 years.
Okay, check it out. Right?
I think people just read into stuff a little bit too much. I think that's the problem.
Don't say the Xbox, Baron. Listen,
that was just a coincidental thing. I mean, all they did was announce a release date. It wasn't like it was a big game, a new game reveal or something like that. It was just a release date, people. Like, I read too much into shit sometimes.
Listen, all right. I'll be like, listen, to call a spade a spade. Give me 1 second.
Shout out to Lionel Bolden with the 5 being said. Wait, who revived Baron? Last time I checked, Porter Rock had him slumped over at no post. Someone please call 911.
I mean, they can call it what they want. I mean,
shout out to the Raven Flow set.
Sony fans gonna believe what they want.
What are those? How about a controller?
Hey, wait. Hey, well, check it out, right? So, I mean, then also too, like I said yesterday, we had some PlayStation 5 news slip. You know, leaked or whatever the case may be. And basically, well, I guess what they're saying. If maybe the way I took it is that leak coming out. So if you're on the fence thinking about getting the X, hold your horses. We got something that's going to curb stomp the shit out of it up, and it'll be out next
year. Yeah.
That's the way I kind of took it. They really just trying to put Microsoft out of the fucking
bed. They trying to put in the bed.
Yeah, I mean, No, I ain't going with all that 20 T flop shit. We ain't going that far. Like ain't no way.
It's not going to be 20 T
flops.
Yeah, I read the article.
But what if it is? Don't
I think all that
it's going to be 20 T flops.
The
article, I don't think the article really had anything to do with Sony per se.
I think they just make shit up.
I don't. It's just semi-accurate. Got some information, and they've always kind of been ahead of the curve, and they've released like the specs for the PS4, the Xbox One before it launched. The refreshes of the PS4 Pro, even the Switch. They were the first to announce that. It was partnered with NVIDIA. I did a video about it yesterday. If you guys didn't see it, but it wasn't really Sony doing this. So obviously the Spider-Man release is Sony, but this wasn't them. But nonetheless, it sounds very, very impressive. And then I see some of the Xbox guys trying to downplay. Oh, it doesn't make sense, and it's gonna be just the same games. And like, listen, man, if it's gonna have an 8-core Ryzen.
Oh man,
Ryzen. The Ryzen chip.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was ahead of the curve with my predictions, but whatever, it is what it is. But if it's going to be an 8-core Ryzen chip, you're going to be getting 4K 60 frames per second out of these games. They're not going to be putting some bullshit GPU in there. Now it says, according to the article, it says that it's based off of Navi. Now Navi is the next gen. After
you skipping Vega? They skipping Vega and going to Navi.
Yeah, they're going to. Well, Navi's coming out next year, so it makes sense that they would have an APU.
Hold on one second. I just
want to say one more thing. Some people say, "Oh,
no, you can keep talking. You can keep talking. You can keep what you think." Just J. Fon Riley, shout out for the 2 in the chat. He said PS5 is coming in late 2019. Put it down. Yeah. Hey, man, just go to the super chat right quick. I got to get me a bottle of water. Yeah,
so this is like people are like, oh, it's not going to come out 2019, and they get all in their feelings and they don't fucking think. First of all, next year is PlayStation's 25th year anniversary. It would make total sense for them to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did some type of teaser at E3. Some other people are thinking that PSX will do a teaser, and then at next E3 they'll do the reveal, and it'll be released in the holiday of 2019. It makes complete sense to me. It's 6 years. The PlayStation 4 has been out for 6 years. Exactly. We know that the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X was just a refresh.
That was the half point.
It was just a refresh. So for them to be on get another 2 years life out of the generation, it makes complete sense. Technology is moving forward. It keeps going ahead, and they don't want to keep getting eclipsed by the PC. They have to keep up. They have to release hardware sooner. Last generation was an anomaly. It went way too long. For people to expect this generation to go 8-10 years, they're on fucking crack.
Yeah,
it makes complete sense, and that Xbox would counter the next year, 2020, with another Xbox that most likely would be more powerful than the PlayStation.
But it wouldn't matter with no software. That's the problem.
Keep in mind, the developers. It was already confirmed that multiple developers already have the dev kit, the PS5 dev kit. So they're already confirmed for this stuff.
And they're not going to have dev kits 3 years before the fucking system launches.
Exactly.
It's going to be about a year to 2 years before the system launches that they're going to have dev kits.
Exactly.
They had some amalgamation of the Xbox One and the PS4 dev kit in 2011.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, that's 2.5. That's 2 years before that shit even touched the ground. So, like, it being 2-3 years out, that's not inconceivable because games have to be made.
They got the dev kits at the beginning of this year. So that's 2000. That's 1 year. Next year will be fucking 2 years. The fuck are you talking about?
You know what? It will be a year and some change.
Listen,
this year just started, man. What the fuck?
Okay, so how long does it fucking take to make a game?
It's not gonna come out to the end of fucking.
How long does it take to make a game,
dude? A good quality game.
No, listen. You got games like The Last of Us. You got games like Tsushima. Those games at PS6, they said that those
are going to be cross-gen.
Yeah, Not only that, but at PS6, they said that those games were already being worked on for 4 years. Every single game that they announced had already been worked on for 4 years. So
how could you work on a game for 4 years if you just got the
no? You got to realize when they work on a game, right? When they work on a game, they work on it. They build it on a PC. It's not. They don't wait till a console is launched before they get a dev kit started.
Let me just jump in here. I just want to say.
Hold on, pay the bills real quick, and then you go ahead. The Ravenflow said, if Xbox comes after PlayStation, they are screwed. Lionel Bulgin with a 5 said, shout out to D-Batch, keep your L count down this podcast, man. This man catches L's like he works for Rare.
Oh, man.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, hold on, another 2. They pass me some of those drugs, dude. And shout out to Von Lamont with the last 2, and he said, what Xbox game this year will hit at least 80? And then the Bank House with 5 said, Baron talks about reality, but he ignores the fact that PlayStation took the crown in 94 and Nintendo been shook so bad now they stay in their own lane. Real quick.
What is he talking about? What? That makes no sense.
The Wii sold 100 million. So
that makes no sense.
Whether or not you want to, whether or not you feel about that, we sold 100 million.
Go ahead, D. People. This is the thing when I talk about when people like Sony peasants live in an alternate reality because they don't live. They don't live. They live in alternate reality. What he just said was the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
All right, let's
make no sense.
I just want to get back on this point here.
World, bro.
All right, let's get back on this point here. Now, those thinking, oh, these games aren't going to be compatible. Like Baron was saying, these games are done on the PC. The Xbox, the PlayStation 4, they're using x86 architecture. So the games will just scale up to the fucking hardware. That's a nonsense argument. And like, I think Sony will probably support the PlayStation 4 for maybe a couple of years after the PS5 comes out, and then that's it. They're gonna go straight into the PS5. And for the Xbox One X, people saying, oh, if the Xbox One X, I mean the successor releases a year after PlayStation, they're screwed. No, they're not, because the Xbox One X is very powerful. So to be honest with you, the first gen games coming out of the PlayStation 5, they're gonna look all right, but they're not gonna be everything that they can be, and the Xbox One X will still be holding its own. I think the biggest difference will be, it'll still in the beginning it still will be able, it'll hang a little bit. The biggest difference will be the 60 frames per second, obviously, because the PlayStation 5 is going to be more powerful. And then the next year they released a more powerful console and they're back in it. So I don't think it's really a big deal them releasing.
It's not the power disparity between the two guys.
With the $5 said Microsoft gives Sony a year head start for next generation. You can definitely write RIP on Microsoft Tombstone.
It's not even about that, guys. It's right now, right? The X is the world's most powerful console, and you got games like Spider-Man, God of War that's looking something out of next gen. I mean, those games look just unbelievable. And so that's the problem. It doesn't matter about what hardware you have. It's the software and the talent it takes to make that. That's what Microsoft is lacking, not power. I think in this generation, this theory is going to extend on unless they start opening the studios and getting people with the talent to be able to create games like that can run on their platform. That's kind of the problem.
I think Microsoft solved the software problem with the ray tracing that they're bringing to DX12. So I think they solved the software problem. But I agree with you. They need better developers. I agree with you on that.
Wait, hold on.
Outclassing them.
To answer Von Lamont, he says, what game this year will hit at least an 80 from the Xbox? I think, well, of course,
Horizon. No. I say State of Decay.
Forza Horizon.
Yeah, I say State of Decay and Forza Horizon. Yeah, and we did everything else. Oh, well, yeah. Look, so now, like I said, this conversation reminds me of what I went through. What was the last year? With the whole Neo Project Neo and new Xbox coming, and people like, what, this generation just started. It feels so new, and I just got my Xbox, and I even with that, for you people that say, you know what, Microsoft just gave us the X, I don't need a new console from them. Technology, I can say this again, what was told to me, I'm paraphrasing it, technology is forever moving forward, right? And it's a business. So unless they're going to go the way of Nintendo and just stop competing, they have to meet either not going to meet Sony day one, they're going to be there the following year.
It's true.
It's not true. Y'all
just competing for the high end. They ran and they started taking the low
on this.
They took the bottom. They took all
just to make sense on this real quick.
It's true.
It's not true.
It is true. They got ran out from competing at the highest level.
Any facts to y'all because
Nintendo wants to be your sidekick.
To believe because y'all live in this alternate reality.
Nintendo got reality. Nintendo wants to be your sidekick.
They want
the PS5. Put your Switch in the backpack and play your Xbox, PlayStation.
One time.
The matter is PS5 is not going to release next year. It's not going to happen. It's not. It really, even though D broke that down, it still really does not make much sense. 2020, I can probably see that.
Okay.
Because I think with where the PS4 is right now, in sales wise, I think they really want to hit that 100 million. I think they want to try to hit that 100 million. I think they really want to try to hit that.
It's going to be done like fucking the first of next year. I mean, they're already.
That's a long way to go. It may or may not.
They average. Listen, they average 20. They've been averaging 20 million units per year. They've been averaging.
They have not been averaging 20 million.
The Raven Flow said
it has not been that every year.
Listen, average. You know what average is? Average.
Okay, so I got a question. I got a question for everybody.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Damn.
Go ahead.
God. Now, when they not, I don't think they're gonna release it that quickly. 2020 makes sense. I think they're gonna push forward and try to hit that $100 million, not $100 million, but 100 million console mark. I think that's more important to them because they like to beat their chest. We all know Sony likes to beat their chest. That's the thing they do. So I think they want to do that. And I think if the PS4 stays where it's at, they don't have to rush to release it. Even if they're working on it, they don't have to rush to release it. They could just really sit on it till it's the perfect time. And you also got to understand that when it comes into play with the other competitors. At this point in time, do you need to release a PS5? No, release it when you need to release it. That's why you're not going to see it next year.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. Listen, when the multiplats right now are kicking Sony's ass, so they're losing a little bit of their perceptions. Yet they're still there with their exclusives, and their exclusives are gonna sell. But for multiplats, they're getting their ass kicked. Okay,
they're getting their ass kicked in visuals by very little, but they're winning in sales, so they don't give a fuck. They're winning in sales, so they don't.
It's like a bad thing you do in a wrestling promo.
That Far Cry.
Did you see that Far Cry shit? It's 1620p on the fucking PlayStation 4 Pro. It's a native 4K on the Xbox.
It doesn't matter. But D, in numbers terms, it is. In visuals, it's not a night and day difference, brother.
Nah, man, that's in your opinion. That's in your opinion.
Do you
casual? No.
Have you played both side by side?
It matters. Have you someone that has a high-end 4K TV? It fucking matters. I'm just gonna get off of that.
First of all, to casual.
Hold on a second. Let me make this point. You can talk.
It didn't matter before the X.
Let me make this point. You guys can talk. Okay. Let me make this point. You guys can talk. When the PS3 came out, the PS2 continued to sell. When the PS5 comes out, the PS4 is still gonna sell because at that point in time, it's gonna be very cheap and affordable. It's still gonna fucking sell for at least another 2 years. And then the PlayStation 5, it's going to ramp up. And then the next Xbox hopefully will ramp up. So to think that their sales are going to stop because they released a PlayStation 5, it's ridiculous. And then if they stop supporting the PlayStation 4 and say, hey, all of our exclusives are going to be on the PlayStation 5, all those gamers are going to come to the PlayStation 5. So that's bullshit.
Well, first of all, nobody said the sales of PS4 was going to stop. I don't think I said that.
The argument is that they're not going to release a PlayStation 5 in 2019.
I said to release it if it's not necessary.
In all honesty, in 2019, they're going to be at damn well near 100 million fucking PlayStation 4 sold, man.
All right, hold on to pay the bills. Two things, and I got something to add to that. My man, the Raven Flow says Sony's lowest console, so it was sub 90 million. I don't know whatever one that was. I think even
PS3.
I think even that ended up gotten because the PS3 and the 360 kept selling. They kept swapping, but whatever the case may be. Sony hasn't had a failed home console.
Yes.
And also shout out to my man, the Bang House. That's my point. Nintendo won't make a standard console because they were defeated twice by PlayStation, so they made the Wii. But as far as PS5, I hope it's not too soon. Check it out, Baron.
And shout out to Devon Lamont. Said why multiplat's not selling better on the X then? Because less of them.
Because there's more PlayStation.
Right, there's less of them. That's
because no matter what y'all say, that frame rate and resolution thing, that frame rate and resolution argument is only for the extreme fanboys.
That's true.
The casual gamers don't give a fuck about that.
That's true.
This is what y'all don't understand about that.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna call
bullshit. Outselling.
Hold on. I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, and the reason I'm gonna call bullshit on that one is because before the Xbox One X came out, the Xbox was getting fucking slammed by the PlayStation.
It still is.
Slammed by it's not. It's first of all, some months it's beat up the fucking Switch. First of all right. It's when it does get beat up to Sony, it's getting beat up by like 10,000 units. Not that many units, 5,000 units. They're very fucking small amounts. Okay, Xbox was fucking its ass handed to them. So don't tell me it's not making a difference.
But D, This
But
is
that wasn't
hold on.
we're not. You're not talking worldwide. You're just talking about local.
Shout out to Lionel Bolden.
Worldwide, it's getting destroyed.
I'm talking.
Hey, next gen, we going
North
to
America
Oh,
and
what?
UK.
Oh my
Let's pay the bills. Pay the
And
bills.
those are the biggest markets. Those other countries they add up.
Pay the
But
bills.
the biggest markets are UK.
That
and
wasn't the reason why the
Straight up.
Xbox got their ass handed to them.
All right, hold pay the bills.
Shout out to
That was
Lionel
a great
Bolden
move.
said, "Hey, next gen, we going to have to vote to get D batch off here." This man went to suspect to the actual L counter now. He got a kid smooth flu shaking my head.
And Cass,
No, nigga, if you don't come out with the original,
He
he's
is correct because
funny.
Sony always drops new consoles while dropping price on older hardware. Sony will hit 100 million easy.
they will.
Right.
They
That
will.
is not the point. I'm in the Baron camp. I don't think it's coming out to 2020, and that's just because they right now are set up to continue to make money. Until that starts to trail off, they have no reason to push the PS5. They know that Xbox is still going to be a year behind. They know that Xbox is going to be a year behind. Let me finish. Then you go on your little rant. They know Xbox is going to be at least a year behind. Also, I'm gonna pay the bills in a second. Also, they if they're going with the new tech, right? They're gonna wait at least a year removed. They're not gonna put that shit immediately in the PS5 and then overpay for it. They're not. No matter what the fuck you say, that is not how Sony is going to operate from this point forward. They're going to make money on the hardware as fast as they possibly can. That's why they continue to put out shit at and use the R&D that AMD does for them. They don't put out custom shit. They put out just enough to make it work. And AMD does all the R&D. That shit is not going to change no time soon because it makes Sony money. They're not going to break a model that literally put them so far ahead this gen and started making the money so quickly on the hardware that they are selling. They're not going to break that shit just to put it out in 2019 for no reason.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm saying.
Hold on, I'm gonna pay the bills and then you can go. Shout out to Classic Love with $10. Said Nintendo won Game of the Year last year. Super Smash releases in September. Mark my word, it's selling better than Spider-Man. Nintendo is hungry with this new generation, and if you think they're not, y'all tripping.
Now,
I mean, they already proved that. They already proved that they pretty much out for blood. But
it's a companion.
And shout out to Ravenflow said, "Hey D, can you tell me the specs of an L?"
What the fuck?
Yo, these niggas are so lame. Anyway, oh man, you made me lose my train of thought. God damn it.
Oh, you did Classic Love. Okay, well, okay. Here's the thing, right?
Wait a minute.
Go.
But I just want to make one more point.
Go
real quick. Like he was saying, it just doesn't make any sense. Why if you have one product that's already continuing to do well and that you just throw one out there for the hell of it? It got to be a reason for it. You just don't throw it out there for the hell of it.
I'll tell you the reason. Wait. Let me
just
do
it just cause.
I'll tell you the reason, right? I'll tell you the reason.
You don't realize out there and it's not affecting you. There's no point into throwing.
Yes, but you got to realize, right? The video game segment is the bread and butter for Sony.
Yes.
They can't afford to let the PlayStation taper off. They have to have something ready to go. So once the sales of the PS4 start to slump, they have the PS5 that can have it right back. They can't afford to let that line go down at all.
Okay. Then what are you talking about? You basically saying what I'm saying.
Okay, let me tell you guys.
This is why they would drop the PS5.
Listen, later on this year in the PC market, we're gonna get some new GPUs from NVIDIA. We're gonna get some ray tracing shit, and the stuff on PC is gonna look fucking amazing. Console sales will taper off a little bit. Now, this is why I think it's a smart idea. This is why whatever, bro. Listen, you play the Switch, like come on. Listen,
listen. Listen, it is one of the hottest systems right now.
Graphics don't matter. You're not part of the. Listen,
that's what I want to know.
This is the reason why I think it is a smart idea for Sony to release in 2019. For one, they got their 25th year anniversary of the PlayStation. What a big reveal than to announce. They can't have anything bigger than to announce the PlayStation 5 for starters. Number two, I think it's a smart business decision because I don't think the Xbox One, the next one's coming out till 2020. They would get a year head jump on Microsoft. Yep. And I think that would be to their credit. Now, could it come out in 2020?
Just like it did last year. Yes, it worked for Xbox last year. 2020. A year head start. Yeah.
From a business standpoint, I think it'd be better for them to get a year head start. The PlayStation 4 Pro is not a success. It's not. It's not selling well. Everyone's buying the PlayStation 4. It
is selling well based on their specs and on what they projected 4K TV adoption to do. So can we agree with that? The same way
I don't think
it's selling at the
they have no 4K. Hold on a second. They have no 4K Blu-ray player in it. So the casual that wants a console and wants to play the Blu-ray, they're not buying it.
Do you think these people care about a 4K Blu-ray player?
It doesn't reach. Yes, it doesn't reach.
How? The Switch don't even have online, and it's perfect.
The Switch
that proves the Switch
segment of
you're talking about, right? It's
gamers that want quality stuff. They want Blu-ray for an Xbox
WrestleMania
One.
Came early.
Come on,
listen, that just means that it's all about the games. It's not about the power, and it's not about a Blu-ray player.
You think that the casual person that goes into fucking Best Buy and buys a 4K TV, and the sales guy says, "Here, there's this console here that you can get that'll play your Blu-rays for the same price as a fucking standalone Blu-ray player."
Why has the Xbox not won NPD? Why has Xbox not won NPD then? If that's the case, the Pro doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray. The Slim doesn't.
It
the Switch
adds
doesn't.
to their sales.
$500.
I'm not saying it's the only thing that matters, but it adds. It adds up.
That's 5% of the equation.
5% more than they would have if they have it.
Things for games. It's all about the games. Has the Switch not shown you that?
Shout out to the Ravenflow says Sony makes TVs. They know the 4K adoption rate, D.
Exactly.
Sony is nowhere near being the fucking leader. They're like in third place. What are you fucking talking about?
Of what are you talking about?
A 4K TVs he's talking about.
It's Samsung, it's fucking LG, and then it's fucking.
Oh yeah. That's because those particular markets they cater to the just like Android.
What do they cater to
they cater to the low end, right?
No,
they're just like Android. They'll sell you a $200 TV,
just like the
or they'll sell you a $10,000 TV.
Hold on a second. If you want to talk about, let's not even go.
Sony talk shit about Android.
The fucking leader in fucking TVs. They're no longer the leader, so don't tell me they know their shit in TVs. But they wouldn't be fucking in last place now if they were the fucking leader still, right?
You're not listening, D. You're not listening, D. Okay, you're not listening. Samsung and LG caters from the low end to the $200 TV all the way to the highest amount TV. Sony does not cater to the very
Sony does cater to the low end TV.
They do not.
Are you crazy?
Name me a $200 Sony TV.
Fucking $850. These TVs are cheap. What the fuck are you talking about?
They said D is the new El Mega.
You're not even listening to yourself. Listen to yourself, man.
Sony caters to the fucking low end TV.
Shout out to
okay.
I thought this
I give up.
What are you talking about?
I give up.
Shout out to Baby Hands. Casuals don't ask
pay the bills.
Follow the trends.
You niggas, listen. TV is my specialty.
I give up. Listen,
living. You niggas ain't gonna tell me nothing on TV. Sony sells low end TVs. Only person.
What's Sony lowest cost TV?
Probably like $700.
You just proved my fucking point. I can go to Best Buy right now and get a fucking Samsung for like $300.
What Samsung?
Sony 40-inch for like
what Samsung you getting for $300?
They said, how tall is you, D?
The whole wall.
You're getting a Samsung.
Listen, the only thing that hangs on that top wall at Best Buy are the fucking cute
LEDs. Are you talking about?
Everything else is fucking cheap as shit, and I know because I got a bunch of fucking cheap ass fucking Samsung TVs on my racing rig.
Next, come on, man. CL, which is $500. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna have to pay for free.
Listen, I agree to disagree with you there. I agree to disagree.
Shout out to the Ravenflow with the $2. Said, thank Sony for Microsoft joining Blu-ray Association. D. Why would you thank Sony?
My son, all day left. He ain't want to hear that bullshit.
Okay. Well, again, let me back to what initially said. I'll let cooler heads prevail. Let everyone calm down. I don't want D to pull up on my man, the J.
They don't want D to pull out the Ryzen chips.
Shit that they don't know what they're talking about.
He's a fuck nigga. He's a fuck nigga. D. What do you expect from a fucking boy, right? Kratos, fuck that nigga D. Anyway, moving right along. Here's the thing. Now, this is something that I wanted to ask, or something that I've been talking about all week, right? I'm going to actually do a show about tomorrow. Shameless plug. But hold up. Hold up. Classic Loves. D, your attachment rate is 0.01 of being right. Come on. God damn it. Motherfucker. God damn. These attacking is 0.01 of being right. Fuck nigga. Wait, hold on, man. God damn it. Wait, hold on. Lionel Budge said the PS4 Pro is a good reason why Sony shouldn't release another console while the current console is still selling crazy. And the one next to that list, price point is more important than latest technology. And my man here, the Bang House. Okay,
it don't matter. PS4 total is killing Xbox worldwide. So putting X versus Pro is a useless argument. Stop it, D. X versus Pro sounds pointless.
All I'm saying is that the X coming into the market helped the Xbox brand overall. That's all I'm saying, and it did. That's a fact.
Okay, good point. Okay, we can agree on that. All right. Mercy.
Well, on that note,
all right. Well, I made a mistake. Hey, Jay, unmute yourself. My bad. I muted him by mistake. Oh, okay. So anyway, this is my question to you guys. Okay, for going forward. Now, this say, say if Microsoft, say if Sony gets to jump on Microsoft. And somebody, who got the kids in? Somebody meet their mic.
Oh, my bad. That's me.
Let's go. So just for shits and giggles, right? Say if Sony does announce the Pro, or whatever the hell, the PS5 next year or release next year, right? Or say if it releases a year before the Xbox, is that a death blow to Microsoft? You know what I mean? Or will it be that if Microsoft have to be there with their, how you say, their deduction or with their, they say their big bankers day one. You know what I mean? Will it matter? Say if the PS5 releases before the next Xbox, right? A year or whatever.
Right.
Will that yearly even matter if Microsoft shows up there with their heavy hitters day one?
No, it won't matter. It won't matter. At this point in time, unfortunately, Z, it won't matter. And I'll tell you why it won't matter. It won't matter because, again, it's not about necessarily the hardware. It's about the games that you have and the talent you have. The power has never been the maximum. It's never been the bigger part of the picture this generation, right? Yeah, in the beginning, we can go and say that the power was part of the narrative, but you also got to take into account the price and the mind share. Microsoft lost that mind share when they flubbed the launch, right? So then people start waffling on them like, look, get your shit together and then I'll be back. And then they just never got it together.
Mind
and then
share,
on top of that,
messaging, power.
Yes, all of that goes together. So we just can't, when we go back to 2013, we can't just keep harping just on the power. Because again, I keep referring back right now, 2018, the Switch is selling very well. It's winning MPDs and it's the weakest console. But guess what? It has plenty of games. And so if you bring the games, the people will come. Just like Whataburger, Wendy's. If you build it, they will come. That's just has kind of always.
The Switch sells for the same reason the Wii U did.
No. Two totally different things.
The Wii. The Switch sells for the same reason the Wii did. It is different than everything else that's on the market.
Wrestling started.
No, it's two total. No, I disagree.
Everything else that's on the market.
I disagree. It has games, the portability, it's and the price. Those are three things that will keep the Switch afloat for years to come. And you can't discount that. You can't say that. You can't say that. The Switch is not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick.
Sells for the same reason. It has a difference between what's already out and what it is. It wants to be your side chick, and it's succeeding at being your side chick.
No, that's not what it is.
But it's a movie. It's not a movie.
You still don't take it to a restaurant.
Real quick. Let me handle him. No, that's not what it is. Because if that was the truth, we wouldn't be looking at the Switch right now. We'll still be on the Wii U.
Why?
So obviously,
because I can't take the Wii U out of my house.
That doesn't matter. But it was something vastly different.
That's the only thing that matters.
AZ, you said
I can take the Switch out of my house.
And the Wii U was vastly different from the other two.
If the Wii U screen could be taken, because that's what everybody thought it was. They thought the Wii U The Wii U controller could be taken out the house. That shit can't go more than 6 feet from the fucking Wii U.
No, nobody thought that.
I think people were just confused with the name.
People was confused because it wasn't marketed correctly. Like I said, when the Wii U first came out, they definitely changed marketing directors. They definitely fired whoever was running in the Wii U era, because that was one of the main reasons why the Wii U slumped the way it did.
Hey, Zaire, can you do me a favor? Can you share my screen here? Because I hate when people try to discredit me when they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What you gotta hit?
I swear to God, it been.
Is my screen there?
No. You gotta hit.
Zaire, share Alex.
Share screen on the top left.
It better not be about these stupid TV, man.
Oh, wait. You gotta go to the top left. Hit
you see it now?
Wait, hold up. I got you now. I got you.
All right, what is that there? $429.
We done with this.
Okay.
No, but no. You try to discredit me saying that Sony don't fucking sell low-end TVs. They
I didn't
fucking
say
know.
that.
Yo, you question my man's integrity.
You missing out. It went totally over your head, brother. I conceded to you. It went totally over your head, and I'm not even gonna argue with you.
You missed out all day.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ravenflow said Wii equals non-gamers, Switch equal core and DS fans.
What I missed out on? What happened?
People still hanging on to that 3DS.
Here's the thing, though.
They're making another 3DS.
Yeah, that's my question at hand, right?
They might make another one. Yeah,
they're making a successor to the DS.
All right, hold on. Here's the thing, because here's what I said. Because like I said, according to Nintendo, the Switch isn't a successor to the 3DS, and that they're still going to release a 3DS, which I think should be a big mistake. But that's Nintendo. Will this Switch still continue to sell the way that it's selling with Nintendo releasing a new 3DS on the market?
Here's the thing. Which I gotta understand. Which I made this point that Sony really doesn't know what the hell they want to do, and Microsoft chose their path, and Nintendo chose their path. Nintendo believes the hybrid console is the future. This is why they're probably sitting on what should they do when it comes to the successor of the 3DS or not. And so far, they're right. Switch is still breaking records and it's still going strong, and the software is selling ridiculous amounts of software. That's just ridiculous. So I really truly believe the hybrid gaming system is probably the way to go. That's what people want. They want, console quality games that can be taken with you wherever you go or whatever you do in your life as a career. Microsoft is going a whole different route with the games as a service and all that other shit. And then you have Sony in the middle. And this is why I'm telling you that this PS5 is not coming out next year, because I don't think the power game is going to be as relevant as it was this generation. I don't think that's really going to matter that much.
No, it probably won't. I agree with you. It probably won't. But their IPs will keep them going for the future. They just have great IPs that in graphical fidelity that I'm not
denying that. They have like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 IPs that people are really grown attached to so far. They still need to grow that library. Definitely need to grow that. But I'm not going to deny the fact that having third parties really side on their side and taking all that third party momentum from Microsoft from last generation definitely helped them this generation. That was one of the main factors of why the PS4 took off the way it did.
I don't know.
And this is why I don't think the PS5 is going. It's not going to be pushed out there like that, because honestly, I don't think they really know what they really want to do. They probably want to sit back and watch what the Switch does, and they probably want to sit back and watch what Microsoft does.
All right, when you say that, who you think is going to push gaming forward then if it ain't Sony?
I mean,
don't say Nintendo.
Listen, if
look at history.
What's history?
Everything Nintendo has done.
Nintendo ain't even got online, my nigga. What they pushing forward?
Talking about? I play online every day on my Switch.
How many niggas you talk to besides yourself?
How am I playing online?
How many people you talk to besides yourself?
What do you mean, but talk to me? I don't talk to nobody when I play any game. Shit.
Who you playing with?
I talk to them when I play any online game on any system.
Hit the like button.
Listen,
what are you talking about?
Sony has been pushing this gaming division forward for years.
No,
so for you to sit here and say Nintendo's gonna push it,
they have not. Because if you look through history,
listen,
if you look through history,
the glass pipe, my nigga.
Listen, you know what? We can't take you playing on the Switch. So
did.
when it comes to graphics, I can't take you seriously. Now, if Sony can do,
if
Sony can do Last of Us on the
change the
PS4,
fact that no matter what Nintendo did,
yo, wrestler, yo, mute this nigga.
Yo, shout out to Shout out to Lionel Bolden. Hold on, pay the bills and you go. Shout out to Lionel Bolden with 10 being said, we was lightning caught in a bottle that got your grandma moving. The Switch is an oversized handheld. Obviously, that Nintendo, a beta company, is trying to coexist with Sony and Alpha company.
At the end of the day, y'all can talk all that bullshit all you want.
Listen, don't even listen. You lost all your credit when you said Nintendo pushed it forward. Listen, man.
Throughout the whole
Nintendo pulled out a PS Vita, man. That's all they did.
Let me say this: if we can
spin it any way you want to, but that's what they do. Microsoft and Nintendo follow what Nintendo does. It's just simple as that.
Yo, I gotta give you an L, bro.
If Sony can
no, you take the L. You can't rewrite history.
If Sony can produce graphics on a system like the PlayStation 4, like God of War, like Horizon Zero Dawn,
what's that
like
feedback?
Spider-Man. Imagine what they could do with the PlayStation 5. Imagine.
Exactly.
Hey, hold on. You got a feedback. You got to hop back in.
Oh, okay.
Back what Dave was saying, right? If you look at the graphics, they're able to pull off on the slim PlayStation and the PlayStation 4 Pro with like God of War, Detroit Becomes Human, and so on and so on. Imagine what they could do with the power of the PS5. How much further they could push it.
But this is the thing. Like,
what does that have to do with what I'm saying, though?
No. I was just finishing off what he was saying.
To that point, like the
$2 son bear mic off. Wait, hold on. What's that? I had a question.
Hey, bear mic, man. It's that wrestling shit, man.
That's not my mic making this.
Nigga juiced up, man. Nigga bugging.
Hold on.
It's still feedback.
Hold up.
What that? Who's it off of?
It's all day.
Oh, it's all right.
Nigga.
Look, this is the thing, though. You saying like PS4? Look at the graphics they can achieve on that. At the end of every generation, the graphics get better. That's just because they get used to the damn console.
No,
so
even in the PS5,
right? When the PS5 come out, just like me and my post say, when the PS5 come out, they're not gonna focus on the graphics. They're gonna focus on building bigger worlds and putting more AI and putting more shit in the game. They're not gonna like the graphics themselves. They're not gonna focus on that shit. They never have. They do that shit as polished at the end.
Look at Killzone Shadowfall. That's still to this day. Look at what's the goddamn game? The Infamous. Look at Infamous. Even to this day, those games hold up to with the caliber of software you're getting now. So come on, let's stop it. Sony has IPs that are graphically demanding, and they know how to do it. Obviously, over time, right? Once the developers get to know the hardware, it pushes it even further. They have the talent. They have the studios.
I got to pay the bills. I'm going to ask a question. Gauntlet said, we don't need console makers to up the ante in anything. Gaming, including graphics. Game devs will naturally do so be a supply, demand, and passion.
Yep. That's why you got to have fixed. That's why exclusives matter. That's why you.
Here's the other thing to the whole PlayStation has studios. Microsoft doesn't have studios. Microsoft has the same fucking studios they had in the 360 era. They was buying. The only difference is they was buying IPs.
And what happened this time?
But they still stole half the market share from Sony, and they was buying IPs. Like they didn't. The only thing they lost is Lionhead, but they still have the same fucking studios.
And what happened?
So what happened?
360?
What happened was
half the market share, and they was buying games.
360.
Okay, but what happened this generation?
They stopped doing that shit in Xbox One era.
I don't think so.
Yeah, hold on.
Right.
Let me say this one thing.
Epic, right?
Lionhead.
Oh shit.
Listen, what made the 360 great? I'm gonna say this again.
Epic
they had great second party deals. So in the lows between you getting whether it's a Fable or Forza.
You would get shit like Sea of Thieves,
and you would get Gears. Because Gears was made by Epic. That was another deal, and
Right, I'm saying like in the lows between the big games, you would get shit like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves wouldn't be the game they put out.
Yeah, fact.
I mean,
well, right now we're dealing with a whole bunch of side games that would have came out in between the big hitters last generation.
Absolutely.
Now they just putting them shits out as the big hitters, and they don't carry no weight.
Exactly.
They companion games. They're not the game.
Exactly.
So and that's why again, like I said, all jokes aside, I might give you, with you guys with little theatrics, but my message is what I'm saying. I raise like what's going on here. Are they willing to go out there and spend the money and do the deals? Because when you go back and you think about it, because
they might.
No, I'm saying if you go back and just look at it, right? How the fuck did we come to this? We got all this goddamn money in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got a company, like I said, in Sony that is literally out there selling.
Yeah, shout out to Ray Flow said Microsoft has more studios in the 360 era. Sony made IPs, and just to keep it funky, and I said this on my last show, Microsoft problem this gen and last gen was that all the IPs that they paid for, they didn't own any of them shits. Sony is a rule, right? I said it. I just said that's their problem. Yeah. Sony, as a rule, any shit they put their money towards, they have to own. That being set in stone is the same reason it is now. Sony doesn't make a lot of their own IPs, but they own those motherfuckers, so it doesn't matter.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if the Order 1886 Part 2 come out. They'll take that bold chance to take another chance at it, another swing.
Just leave that where it's at.
Listen, you know what you need to do?
You know what you need to do? Let me tell you what you need to do.
Tell me, please. Please tell me.
Get the fuck out!
Looking stupid.
Well, I guess, man. You know what? Fuck this. We got any other questions? Because you motherfuckers here, man.
Give you a headache? My bad, bro.
Let me hold up. Let me go here because I had one other thing I wanted to ask you guys, but you motherfuckers got to talk about TVs and 4K.
Yeah, I ain't even get into that talk. You already know.
All right, hold on one second. Hold on. And then question my man D's.
Probably ain't talking about the Horizon shit. Yeah.
Question my man D's integrity. Fuck, he had to show you that cheap ass set me. Hold on.
What's up with that Spyro, man? They coming back with Spyro.
Oh, yeah, they keep that dog shit. Yeah.
Listen, that was my shit growing up, man.
That's where it should stay.
What? Nigga, we gonna go there?
This is 100%.
We're gonna go there?
Anything though.
I'm not gonna about Spyro. I'm not.
The niggas who got hype off that game.
No, I mean this is the funny thing. I have no problem with Spyro coming back. I have no problem with Crash coming back. But y'all quick to dog Nintendo franchises because they've been out for so long. But then when you hear shit like Spyro and then Crash,
wait. See, but it's a difference though. What was the last Spyro we had though?
You getting the same games again? What do you
want? What was the last one we had?
They are the same Spyro.
You getting the same
Baron. You playing Mario Kart, the same one that you've had for 2 generations.
No, I'm not playing Mario Kart, the same one. That's like number
the same shit, man.
Fucking eight. It's not the same thing. You will literally get
it's not the same thing.
Slap a number.
It's a remaster. It's a remaster.
Goddamn game.
Nintendo been selling remastered for
stop it, man.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's the same goddamn game.
Hypocrisy with you Sony peasants is amazing.
Yo, you know Nintendo hate. Niggas hate Sony.
You don't want with the console you can slap in your back pocket. You talking about peasant?
Hey, that's not peasant.
Get out of here. I can
called
smart.
That's called smart.
I walk around with my Switch in my sock.
Get out of here. You got a Switch while.
I will say it again.
Always be a side bitch.
Wants to be your side chick.
What it is.
Nintendo does. They don't want to be your main bitch. They want you to go play your PlayStation, your Xbox, your PCs. They want to be the side bitch. They want to be the one. The one you sneak out of the house with.
They know exactly
they want to be. They
don't want to
be 5 minutes.
They want to be the platform.
Nintendo will always want to be your side chick. They have side chicks. They have for years.
According to
the and console, not the or console.
This is what makes you sound stupid.
Hold on. I want to hear what you got to say. Hold on.
They understand today that most Americans ain't sitting in their living room like that for hours.
All right, rest of the chill.
They are moving around and moving about. Hybrid console was the smartest thing ever for them to do.
Fine. Period. According to iWatcher, that Nintendo does a horrible job at competing. That's what he said. You know.
You really gonna bring up Iwata?
No.
Like 2012 and 2013.
I'm just saying. He said he did a horrible job. And then Reggie
Iwata said that.
Reggie comes out there and said
No. Iwata said that. When
they calling you L Baron in the chat section.
L Baron, that's the new way.
They can call me whatever they want.
I'll be editing
they can look up
tonight.
the article themselves. Anybody in this chat can go look up the article themselves. Iwata was talking about they were in a bad job at competing when the Wii U was falling apart, and he was right. The Wii U was falling apart. They was doing a bad job at competing. He wasn't saying that overall.
Pay the bills.
Shout out to Classic Love said, how would you feel if Microsoft or Sony takes the Switch route? Sony paying attention to Nintendo because they on fire right now.
You know what? Let me answer that question.
Sony already
the fruitcake.
The PSP and the Vita, they already tried.
Sony know better.
If you don't stop talking about that crappy ass,
Sony know better, and Microsoft too late.
They already.
Shout out to Lionel Bulgin too. Said, yo, Alex, them steroids finally got in the Baron's head. Look at his head. It's imploding. Next gen call 911.
Hey, yo, hold up. Here's the thing. I listen.
The headline? Nah.
to have a console with the power of the PS4 and the Xbox One you can take on the go. But my big thing with it too are their policies. Look at the online shit. Like I can't get with that cell phone apps and all. Like shit, I can't do that, man. You know.
Look. First of all,
kids don't play online.
Stop this online bullshit, okay? You
That's
can play
important, though.
whatever you want to play that is online on Switch, and it's for free. Now the infrastructure.
For now.
Let me finish. Now
hurry up, Russell.
Right now, you keep cutting me.
I'll challenge you to a match, some real fist fights too.
No, you ain't gonna win that.
Hey yo, Ben killed the motherfucker in the ring. You better tell him that.
You ain't gonna win that match. All right, but the infrastructure they got now, I have said, is the most asinine, stupidest thing I've ever seen. The Wii U online infrastructure wasn't even like that. So I don't know who came up with this. But with the pay system coming in September, I'm pretty sure at E3, all that is about to change.
Okay. We'll see.
You laughing, but who's going to pay for the infrastructure they have now? Nobody's going to pay for that. You already was getting it for free.
Niggas ain't paying for that dog shit later. Listen.
You have to change something for them to charge you something. Okay,
I hope they come clean.
This is Nintendo. This ain't Sony or Microsoft. They when they charge,
it ain't.
It's going to be worth something. When they charge you something and make you spend your money, it's going to be worth the money. This ain't Sony or Microsoft. Okay, get that correct. So if they're gonna charge you something, it's gonna be worth what they charging you.
What about the virtual console that you bought on the Wii and the Wii U that don't go with you?
How about that cardboard shit they trying to sell you?
Like all those games you bought previous generation are stuck on those consoles.
Who is trying to sell you cardboard? Nobody's trying to sell me cardboard.
Nintendo is definitely trying to sell niggas cardboard.
Exactly. This nigga's bugging.
100%.
Wait.
Even if
El Baron, stop it.
Let me ask
El Baron,
the label is cardboard, nigga. No matter what you say.
Hey, I've been show up in a wrestling ring with.
Hey, you niggas ever seen the dead body?
Let me ask this question because I want you to answer this. I want you to be real with yourself. Who are they selling the cardboard to?
To you, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
They selling the cardboard to me.
Hey, listen.
Right?
To be fair,
hey, that's gonna be his new wrestling attire. His new entrance.
They're not selling cardboard. No, wait.
No.
Baron is right. I got
everybody in the chat.
I got selling cardboard. They selling paper clips with a box emoji, rubber band, and hope green.
I got questions.
El Booker T.
Before you question,
I got questions.
After the haircut.
I got questions.
The Ravens both said Sony has
we gonna get this work. We gonna jump this black guy.
Shout out to Raven Floyd. He said Sony has already had a Switch like patent. Nigga.
Nah. Anyway, I got questions. They trying to sell me cardboard. They trying to sell me the gamer cardboard.
They trying to sell anybody who owns the Switch.
You trying to sell? No, that's what you're saying, right?
Here's the question. Okay, Baron.
Cardboard.
Hey, Baron. Is
okay, let me ask you this then. No, back up.
This nigga get loud, but he's on the corner.
Gonna buy the cardboard.
Back up.
Is Dr. Trey gonna buy the cardboard?
We're gonna put this shit to rest right now.
We're gonna put this shit in the cardboard.
Box him up, get the tape, baby. Fuck this nigga.
So Nintendo's trying to sell me the Nintendo Gamer cardboard. Yeah. When was the Lambo announced?
Let me get the article. Hold on.
No, when was the Lambo announced? That's all you got to do. Answer.
I don't know I don't even know.
Okay,
bro.
Was the Lambo announced in the Nintendo Direct?
I don't know when it was announced. I don't watch that shit.
No,
I don't watch that shit, nigga.
No. Okay, no, it wasn't.
Treehouse?
Was the Lambo in the
last? It's trending. Let me get those boxes.
Yo, listen, the mere fact,
exactly. Nobody wants to answer those questions.
Tree houses is enough.
Nobody wants to answer those questions. I know.
No, it was announced on the YouTube.
I don't know where it was announced. I don't watch that shit.
It was announced on the YouTube video. Why?
Was it announced on the Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, the Nintendo Direct be on YouTube videos, nigga. So I don't.
Like, not answering.
It was announced in a YouTube video.
Was the Lambo announced in a YouTube video?
Just said that. Nigga, it don't matter. Nintendo don't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
I answered your question, bro.
It does matter.
I just answered your question. It was announced in a YouTube video.
Was it announced in the Nintendo Direct?
No, it was announced in the YouTube. Nigga, exactly. I said it 8 fucking times. It was announced in the YouTube video.
Exactly. You know what Nintendo Direct
for the $5.
What is Nintendo Directs for?
I don't know. Well,
you Nintendo to repeat the shit that they.
Oh, exactly. You gonna answer the question and give me some bullshit. What is the Nintendo Directs for?
Listen, I don't know what Direct is. I don't know what Treehouse. I don't know none of that shit.
Okay, that shit sound fruity. Treehouse.
I don't know the difference. I don't know what the difference.
Everybody want to act like they retarded now.
Hey, yo, listen.
We acting like you right now with that brain damage you got.
Nah, Nintendo Directs are specifically for gaming. The Lambo was announced completely separate from their gaming stuff because it has nothing to do with gaming.
You're gonna share my screen.
It's just simple as that.
Listen, they show you playing games with the damn cardboard. How does it not have nothing to do with gaming?
Hey, man.
If it was about them selling that to gamers,
we won't get down to the business.
It would be in a Nintendo Direct. It would have been treated like a regular game.
Baron, do you agree?
Hey, El Booker.
El Booker. Listen, Sony and Microsoft would have came out with this idea that they would have to hold that.
Share my screen, man. Share that screen, bro. What is this dog shit?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. You know they would.
What is this dog shit, man?
You gonna let me answer?
Go ahead.
Listen, share my screen. Cash register, my nigga.
I guess I ain't gonna never get the answer.
Nah, you ain't. Shut up. Nobody want to hear your bullshit, nigga.
Nobody want to hear the truth. I understand.
Go get this word free, nigga.
Hey, Barry, just know that anything you say on the show will be used against you again in a later show. You know that, right?
Morgan the days he gonna get you.
And you can go look up exactly what I'm saying.
Hey, yo.
Go find me a Nintendo Lambo announcement in a Nintendo Direct.
Nigga, nobody can, man. That shit dog shit. Go play
go
cardboard boxes.
I know it's dog shit because it has nothing to do with me.
Okay, so I have a question. I have a question, Baron. So, did they announce the Nintendo Switch in a Direct? Nigga, don't get quiet. Nigga, don't get quiet. Did they announce
every game?
Did they just have a Switch presentation for it? Because it wasn't a Direct.
It was a Nintendo.
It was about gaming, but it wasn't a Direct, my nigga.
Oh my god, this nigga's really serious. Nintendo Switch.
Cooking this nigga.
This is your rules. I'm following your rules. They only.
We got some bills to pay.
Wait, hold up.
Using your rules, nigga.
Yeah, he said
you made up some own shit. You made up some own shit.
If Lambo sells more than God of War.
That would be
and shout out to the rules said he need them boxes to finish his house. LOL. Keep up the
hold up.
Fuck this nigga.
I'm just saying, I'm using your rules, man. According to our rules, Nintendo only announced gaming shit in Nintendo Directs.
Get this outcast out of here.
Fucking gaming Direct.
Hey,
yeah, they ain't do that.
It wasn't announced in the Direct, nigga.
Hold on, we gonna get this nigga live.
It wasn't announced in the Direct. That's what you just said. They only announced gaming shit during Directs, nigga.
Hey, yo, wait.
They did that.
It wasn't in the Direct. So
they did it. It was a Nintendo Switch Direct.
It was a Nintendo Switch reveal. It had nothing.
Wow, what an idiot.
Hey,
I found an exclusive picture of this nigga. Hold on.
Hey, yo, bots and he's pointing and teamed up. Fuck nigga, cut you with both of them.
Yeah, fuck this nigga.
I didn't hear what you said.
Hey, I said these bots and these ponies and teamed up and cut you over both your eyes, man.
Nah, they only cutting themselves.
Nigga, you gonna see right now who cutting who up, nigga.
So I get on
cutting yourself up. You literally telling me that something that Nintendo tweeted out and directly said is not for gamers, is for me. You only making yourself look stupid.
It's too much.
How you go against a literal press release from the company and tell me what it is?
It don't matter. Your nigga, they still try to sell you wood.
They ain't selling me They not selling me anything.
Look at this nigga face right now, man. Look at his face right now.
You can believe whatever you want to believe.
Show my screen.
This is Nintendo.
That's my dude right there.
This ain't Direct. Where is it?
That's my dude right there.
It's Nintendo. This is Nintendo. That's Nintendo site. Where is it Direct?
Oh my god.
This
guy,
nigga, do you see Direct?
This guy here.
You said it was a Direct. This on Nintendo site.
It's a full-on Direct about the Nintendo Switch.
Nigga, does it say Direct anywhere on the fucking screen? This is Nintendo's website.
I know that's what it is, but at the end of you're not understanding it.
Direct. I'm asking the question, my nigga.
You're not understanding it. They have done games when they call them presentations. They have done that.
Oh, my nigga.
What is your point? At the end of the
What's that
day,
Triforce logo on your chest, nigga?
At the end of the
Triforce logo on his chest.
Hey, yo,
That's bullshit. Every time he is some flesh shit.
killing Baron in chat. That nigga said, motherfucker, Triforce Johnson bodyguard. That nigga going to hell for that, yo. Triforce Johnson bodyguard.
Nah, that's that weirdo for Nintendo. He changed his name and all that, man. It's crazy, bro.
Say it ain't so, Baron.
Oh, shit.
That black nigga that be going with them Nintendo company out like 2 weeks.
Whatever.
He cut over both eyes. He cut over both eyes.
I mean, whatever.
He said, nah, man, what, he stuttering now and shit. Hey, what you stuttering for, fuck nigga?
That nigga cracked the pressure, man. Nigga cracked the pressure.
I'm not stuttering.
Fuck this Nintendo nigga. That shit fucked up, nigga.
I'm not stuttering. No, I want y'all to find me somewhere where Nintendo said they're selling Lambo to me. You're not gonna find it.
No, you
just show it to me.
Of course, you're not gonna find some shit where they say they're selling Lambo to Nintendo to show Baron. Nigga, nobody knows you exist.
Really?
El Booker.
They
say he about to commit suicide, my nigga.
Triforce Johnson's bodyguard.
What?
Shit.
It's just hilarious how people go out of their way to try to discredit some shit.
That's
like
fine,
that ain't even true.
How many matches you won, my nigga? Period.
Hey, yo.
Yo, I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here.
Oh,
pay the bills. Pay the bills. We got another one. We got 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Lionel said, "Oh no, Baron is turning into D-Batch in front of us. Shit is looking spooky out here." And the room said, "He's sleeping on Mario sheets and pillows."
Hey, yo, man. Hold on.
I'm gonna try to respect the panel members.
Hey, listen. Chat, man, after the show, we about to get it down. This is a link. That's who Triforce Johnson is. That's who
Triforce Johnson.
This is who Baron works for part-time.
I know who that is.
Oh, man. Sorry, my man. Come on, Baron. You're getting choked out in your Zelda wrestling. Oh, shit.
We got another one. Oh,
hey, yo. The nigga said, Baron acting like Sony took his nightlight. I'm done.
Really?
I'm done.
You gonna get this work, nigga? Fuck out of here.
I'm silly as hell.
They said Baron gonna pull an El Mega next week.
He ain't gonna show up. He gonna start his own podcast.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, when nobody can prove me wrong, they just start cracking. It's cool though.
Hey, man, fuck these niggas.
I mean,
yo, Z, you a bipolar ass nigga.
Baron said, when it comes crashing down on the inside, dun.
Yo, this nigga's
surprised you can remember that.
Oh shit!
I can't believe you even remember that.
If you hurt my man,
Yo, this guy's retarded, bro.
Wait, nah, man. Listen, man. We enjoyed the nice multiplayer podcast. It's already going on 10 o'clock. We've been here since 8. Guys, man, we back. You right, man? Ain't no personal feelings, right?
Nigga drinking that Gatorade right now.
He said Baron was Triforce Johnson's bodyguard. I'm done. They stole
what? What?
Triforce Johnson. That nigga be like, hit it.
Gatorade. The Nintendo Power Glove and everything. Oh yeah.
And Cassie $2 said the roast of Baron Part 2.
He gonna get that work.
Every Thursday he gonna get this work.
That roast the worst. K Mega Baron, man. A 1 for K Mega, 2 for Baron.
No, El Booker, El Mega.
El Booker or El Maker.
God damn, really?
Yeah, man. I ain't even heard from Mega. They said that nigga went on Motherfucking Weapon Wheel and fucking lost his identity.
We got a Nintendo fanboy here.
Protection program. Said, hey, a 720p Zelda game was game of the year that beat Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
Nigga bugging.
Yeah, that everybody gets. I mean, nobody listens to facts on here, but it's funny.
Man, fuck these.
Hilarious.
These ponies, they ain't shit. I
know. I mean, trust me, I've been dealing with them for years, man. They live in an alternate fantasy world.
I'm gonna say this shit to everybody, to the world. If y'all niggas keep going by what other motherfuckers think is a game of the year, run into traffic.
Oh my god.
No, I'm saying that as a general rule of thumb. If you need somebody else to tell you what the fuck you like to play, run in the traffic blindfolded.
Word. I'm siding with him on that.
If you need somebody else to tell you what's good, run in the traffic blindfolded.
I just can't believe the salt.
Nigga Baron bullshit. He be playing Sea of Thieves on the low.
Good God, I don't play that shit. Get the hell out of here.
Why not?
It looks like Zelda.
What's the Sea of Thieves and everything else on Nintendo platform?
I don't want to
play Zelda.
I am not playing no damn.
Hey, Baron, what's the difference
sack of shit,
between
nigga.
Sea of Thieves and every other goddamn game on a Nintendo platform?
What?
I ain't playing nothing.
What's the difference between Sea of Thieves and every other
think of a
game
finishing
on Switch? What's the difference?
Sea of Thieves has no fucking gameplay. What are you talking about?
Nigga.
Sea of Thieves is the boringest thing I've ever played in my life.
All right, so what you playing now, nigga? Currently, nigga.
So I guess Cooking Mama got all the gameplay, right? Cooking.
Went all the way back to 2007.
I'm just saying, nigga.
Call it how I see it, man. That's all it is.
Cooking Mama. Obviously, you blind as a damn bat if you see Cooking Mama. They
said L Booker took the biggest L this year so far, man. Only one episode? No, 2 episodes. I'm in Puerto Rico. I cooked them last week.
Yeah, man.
Took them to school, back home, and all that.
Yeah, I know. Y'all sure did.
I know.
With your non-facts and all that other bullshit.
Right.
I know.
Yeah, we
hold on, L.
Hold that L, man. The new L.
Y'all can hold that L.
He put the new L. He put the new L.
Nah, man.
L Booker.
Nah, I'm good.
L Booker. I'm coming after you on Twitter. I'm coming for you, sucker.
Hey, yo.
I always side with facts, man.
Shot his load.
Facts always
shot his load. He ran out of ammo, man.
We're going to add dreads to this nigga's head. It's over. I got you on Twitter.
Facts always ruled dominant with me.
All right, but listen, thank you guys for rocking out on this week's multiplayer. If you be so kind, like I said, hit the like button, and we catch you fuck niggas next week. Yeah, we out of here.
Damn, like that? Oh, this nigga's a dirtbag, bro.
You know, fuck nigga, take a fuck nigga to know a fuck nigga.
Oh, damn. God.
Yeah,
so you live still.